How are things, Man United fans? Welcome back to another latest news video where today we've got tons and tons of transfer news for you guys, whether it's related to the situation of players such as Onana, Sofyan Amrabat, or even Leon Goretzka. It doesn't really matter since we're going to cover all of them today in this video for you guys. But first and foremost, let's start with the latest regarding Fred. According to Daily Mail, Man United have rejected the offer from Galatasaray and it's not certain whether Galatasaray will make a second attempt. United value Fred at around £20 million, which is 26 million euros. In addition, it's worth noting that there is an interest from Fulham for Fred, with boss Marco Silva reportedly a fan of the 30-year-old. The reporter speculates that Fulham could be the most likely team to meet United's valuation. In addition to Fulham, there's also interest from Saudi Arabia, but no side has presented a formal offer yet. The player has recently switched agencies, no doubt hoping that the move will help him earn a transfer away from United after 5 years at Old Trafford. With the arrival of Mason Mount, it's only a matter of time for Fred to choose a new team and continues his career elsewhere. Let's talk about Pavard now. Sky Germany reports that both United and Juventus are now interested in buying the player, making it a little more awkward for Manchester City to get their man as they look to build on the squad that won the treble last season. The move would make sense for all three clubs, while Pep Guardiola's side are still the favorites to land the Frenchman, according to Sky Germany. Kyle Walker looks destined to be leaving Manchester City for Bayern Munich, leaving a void in the right-back position at the Etihad. Erik ten Hag has clearly not been happy with his defensive options, and the acquisition of Pavard, a versatile defender who can play across the back four, would certainly ease his concerns. We'll have to see where the player will end up eventually, but until then, share your thoughts with us about the player. Now, it's been a while since we have had legitimate reports in regards to the takeover. Writing for The Athletic, journalist Matt Slater suggests that the upcoming changes to the Champions League and Club World Cup and the increased revenue that will come with them could be behind the lack of action from the Glazers on selling United, which is definitely not good news for Manchester United fans. The reporter has talked about the matter, and I'm going to read for you guys what he has said. And I quote, "We are 1 year closer to a new format for the Champions League in the 2024-2025 season, when the Premier League should get an extra place in the competition and participating clubs more games and more money. And at the end of that season, FIFA's new and improved Club World Cup will take place for the first time in the United States with 12 slots for European teams. That might be worth us sticking around, and who knows, Apple or one of the other tech giants might be ready to really blow things up with a mega offer for the Premier League media rights." Share your thoughts about the takeover and what has gone down recently in the comment section with us. Now, moving on, let's also talk a bit about Edwin van der Sar, the legendary Manchester United and Ajax goalkeeper. The latest reports are suggesting that he has been transferred to a hospital in Netherlands. He has to be under medical surveillance for a while, but there are no threats for his life anymore, which is definitely a relief. A few days ago, we reported to you guys that Edwin van der Sar was not feeling well. He suffered a brain damage of some sort, and he had to be hospitalized, but it's definitely good news to see former Manchester United goalkeeper now feeling more healthy. Definitely share your thoughts about Edwin van der Sar with us in the comment section. Next up, we have to talk about Anthony Elanga. As we have talked about the player previously, he could use a move to gain more experience, and there was a time that Dortmund was considered the club for the player, whereas now reports from Athletic are suggesting that Nottingham Forest and Everton are racing to buy the player now. What's more is that according to BBC, Everton has proposed a £15 to £20 million deal for the player. We'll have to wait and see what the future holds for Anthony Elanga. When it comes to Onana, according to Fabrizio Romano, Inter and Manchester United have closed in on an agreement for the player, with Onana ready to fly to Manchester to complete his medical and contract signing. Onana will reportedly sign a 5-year deal valid until 2028, with an option of a further season until 2029. United are set to request a US visa for Onana, so that he can take part in United's preseason tour, which begins later in the week. If all goes according to plan, then Onana will join his Manchester United teammates for friendlies against Arsenal, Wrexham, Real Madrid and Borussia Dortmund in the United States. Onana will likely make his Premier League debut against Wolves at Old Trafford on August 14th. With the arrival of Onana, sources are saying that now Manchester United will probably allow the departure of Dean Henderson, which is something that we have alluded to previously on several videos as well. Also, Fabrizio Romano has mentioned recently that after securing a deal for Andre Onana, Manchester United will now push heavily for Rasmus Højlund. Romano has also heard from his sources that Manchester United are interested in Sofyan Amrabat as well. In terms of what Romano has said for Zion Suzuki, Man United will move for a deal for the Japanese goalkeeper after making Onana deal official. Next up, I want to touch on the situation of Alex Teixeira, who has been part of Man United exit list for some time. According to the latest reports from Daily Mail, Al-Nassr are currently serving a transfer ban that has been imposed on them for failing to pay ads on to Leicester for Ahmed Musa in 2018. Despite their ban though, the club has shown interest in signing Manchester United fullback Alex Teixeira in the summer transfer window. It's needless to say that Alex Teixeira, who joined Manchester United in 2020, spent last season on loan at Sevilla. He had played alongside Ronaldo at United in the 2021-2022 season and could reunite with the Portuguese star in Saudi Arabia. If we get to sell Alex Teixeira, it can provide us with a boost for our summer transfer budget, which is why I'm currently on board with the selling of Alex Teixeira. Next up, let's dive into the latest when it comes to Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire is also a player who has been linked with a move since he's paid £300,000 weekly, if I'm not mistaken, and financially speaking, his departure can help the club, although rumor has it that the player is really happy and wants to earn his spot at the club again. Nevertheless, lately the player has been linked to West Ham, and it's not the first time he has been linked with a move to this club. A couple of months ago, Telegraph did a report stating that Manchester United could use Maguire as part of a potential deal for Declan Rice, but that is not the case anymore since Declan Rice is now officially an Arsenal player. But as I said, Telegraph is now saying that West Ham are really interested in acquiring the player, and since the player has lost captaincy, it is really possible that the player himself would be on board with a move to West Ham. Now, the last piece of news we want to cover today is that in an interesting turn of events, Sky Germany has reported that Manchester United have learned the price tag for rumored target loan Goretzka, with Bayern Munich reportedly open to a sale. According to Sky Germany, Bayern Munich are open to possibility of selling Goretzka if they receive an offer between 40 to 50 million euros. Currently, Goretzka is content at Bayern and has no desire to leave. However, his stance could change if the club cannot assure him of sufficient playing time. Manchester United are among those closely monitoring Goretzka's situation, along with 2 or 3 other top clubs, but he's still under contract at Bayern until 2026. Bayern's willingness to consider selling Goretzka indicates a potential shift in the player's future. The involvement of other top clubs could pull United into a bidding war, according to the report. The future of Goretzka remains uncertain, and the coming weeks could see developments in the situation, including potential offers and negotiations between Bayern and any potential suitors, one of which could be Manchester United. The 28-year-old's decision will ultimately depend on factors such as playing time assurances and the overall project presented by the interested clubs. But that's a wrap for this video, guys. Definitely make sure to share your thoughts with us on all the news that we covered in this video regarding transfers and Manchester United exit list, players that might leave the club. We are really interested to hear your thoughts. Also, consider subscribing to Always United for latest Manchester United news, and leave a like if you found this video informative. It can really help us with YouTube algorithm. Now, if you want to hear more Manchester United news, here are 2 videos that might catch your interest. But until next time, it's been a pleasure serving you guys.